3.7 Conclusion. As we have seen, the economic systems of human societies have taken a wide variety of forms. The traditional economies of hunter-gatherer societies were small, egalitarian, self-sufficient, redistributive, and cooperative. The slave empires of Rome and the Fertile Crescent were large, hierarchical and exploitative, with a small volume of trade primarily for the elites. The feudal manners of Europe were small, self-sufficient, and hierarchical, with less trade than the Roman Empire. Finally, the mercantilist countries of Europe were large, profit and trade-oriented, and monopolistic. Tradition and authority were the main methods by which resources were allocated under all human societies until mercantilism in Europe, when markets came to dominate the economic system for the first time. But even under mercantilism, the social structure of society, especially which class a person was born into, was crucial in determining who had access to resources and who did not. The specialization of labor and the generation and use of the surplus product were important features of all human societies, determining whether an economy experienced growth or stagnation. Stagnation, and other intractable contradictions, tended to result in the elimination of one type of economic system and the gradual development of another. Stagnation and the pressures from the new capitalist class provoked changes in the mercantilist economic system. First in England, and then around Europe, one country after another switched from mercantilism to lightly regulated market capitalism. The next chapter turns to the fall of mercantilism, the rise of capitalism, and the ideas of Adam Smith, who provided a powerful intellectual argument in favor of a capitalist economic system. Questions for review. 1. What factors determined who did what job, how labor was allocated, in a. Traditional, hunter-gatherer societies, b. Slave-based empires such as Rome, c. Feudalism, and d. Mercantilism. 2. Why do political economists think that human beings are inherently social beings with strong levels of group identity? Is there evidence from economic history to support this view? Why or why not? 3. Describe the role played by a. Tradition, b. Authority, and c. Markets in traditional, slave, feudal, and mercantilist economic systems. 4. How did the role and status of women change as economic systems evolved from traditional economies to mercantilism? 5. Why is the specialization of labor important to understanding historical economic development? 6. How is the generation and utilization of the surplus product important to understanding economic development? 7. Construct an argument agreeing or disagreeing with the following statement: all human societies involve a large degree of cooperation, redistribution and reciprocity. Use specific examples to support your argument. 8. List the main social classes in each of the following economic systems: a. Traditional, hunter-gatherer, b. the Roman Empire, c. Feudalism, and d. Mercantilism. 9. Describe how social classes evolved from traditional economies through mercantilism. How did the determination of status, which people were held in highest esteem, change? 10. How has the role of private property changed as economic systems evolved? 11. How did attitudes toward greed change as economic systems evolved? 12. List and analyze the major forces that eroded each economic system and paved the way for the next economic system. 13. Construct an argument for which two factors were most important in eroding feudalism and paving the way for mercantilism. Use specific examples to support your argument.